Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to our channel, the Eaton Squad. My name is Eddie. So for today's video, we actually have quite a bit to discuss. This is with regards to shorter quarantine proposal, 72 hours swab testing before departure, more flights for Philippine Airlines, and North America included in the green list. So we are going to talk about all that on this video. Details coming right up.
Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
So this was actually in the news lately with Philippine Airlines that they are brainstorming. When I read about the article, they are just brainstorming. Now it's actually a proposal to the IATF in shortening the quarantine because this will save Philippine Airlines passenger, probably not just Philippine Airlines, but all other airlines. All passengers traveling to the Philippines will actually save 50% from their expenses with this proposal from Philippine Airlines and other airline industry. They said in able to save the airline industry from the pandemic. As we all know, Philippine Airlines has filed Chapter 11, which is bankruptcy, because they were so affected by the pandemic. But now they are trying to revive the airline industry, and these are their proposals to the IATF. Shorter quarantine, 72 hour swab testing before departure. They're also planning on putting more flights by late October, and they want North America to be part of the green list. So to start, shorter quarantine. So with shortened quarantine proposal, they wanted to have the quarantine in 5 days. So actually, the breakdown of the quarantine is you have to have a negative swab test within 72 hours upon departure. Then you will be tested on the third day again when you arrived in the Philippines. And if your result turns out negative, you will be sent home on the fifth day. Then just do your home quarantine at home. Philippine Airlines said this would actually save their travelers 25,000 pesos from the original expenses of quarantining for 10 days plus the swab test expense. So they are really trying to revive the airline industry, which is really completely understandable because I think all businesses during the pandemic has been affected. Some had closed, some has to lay off a lot of their staff, some had survived, but the income is not really the same. And Philippine Airlines are one of those companies that were hit so bad by this pandemic. They have to file for bankruptcy. But unable to revive their company, not just their company, but the airline industry, they are proposing what I mentioned earlier, shorter quarantine for travelers to the Philippines, RT-PCR test 72 hours before departure, the third day RT-PCR test again, and when it turns out negative, you will be sent home on the fifth day and just do your home quarantine. Yes, they are thinking on reviving the airline industry, but they are also concerned on their travelers to the Philippines who's spending lots of money for quarantine and RT-PCR tests. So, to me, this is actually good because they are thinking about the safety of everybody. But at the same time, they are also thinking about the finances of their travelers being reduced to 50% when traveling to the Philippines. They have also asked, and it's part of their proposal, to have North America be part of the green list. Because like they said, majority of their market is coming from North America. But because of the travel restriction imposed by the Philippine government, their market has drastically went down during this pandemic because there are only certain travelers who are permitted to travel to the Philippines this time. Their biggest market are the foreign tourists traveling for leisure in the Philippines, which is still suspended until now, and no news when will it resume. So Philippine Airlines is really trying to push this proposal to the IATF to shorten the quarantine. They will start requiring 72 hours swab test. It has to be negative, and that they will be increasing more international flights going to the Philippines in late October. And these are the countries that the Philippine Airlines are increasing their international flights: San Francisco, Hong Kong, Los Angeles, Guam, Singapore, Dubai, Doha, Nagoya, and Fukuoka, as well as Auckland, Vietnam, and points of Australia. So this will start late in October. That's probably why they are pushing the shorter quarantine, even if they have to require 72 hours negative swab test before boarding. Because it's kind of useless if they increase their international flights but nobody's really flying because of the longer quarantine. It really defeats the purpose of vacationing to the Philippines if you still have to undergo longer quarantine. So they are really pushing for it. I don't know if IATF is going to listen to this. You know how IATF work. All you can do is propose, but still the final decision is with them. But hopefully this time they are more open-minded. They are more transparent on what's going on to the Philippines, because by this time they should know that we have to live with the virus, because nobody can stop it. It's gonna be on for a long time. So instead of trying to stop it, instead of trying to control it, why not make a guideline that would work for everybody, that we have to live with the virus? So hopefully with the Philippine Airlines plea to the Philippine government, especially to the IATF, this will be an eye-opening to everybody, not just for Philippine Airlines, but for the rest of the airlines who has been so affected by the pandemic. Sales are down, a lot of staff were laid off because of the pandemic, and it's time to bounce back, especially that we already have vaccine to fight against the virus. So we will see how this proposal will pan out. I will definitely keep you guys posted on what the IATF has to say about this. I know they said that they have turned it down, but Philippine Airlines still pushing for it, and hopefully they will come into terms and compromise, and will have a new guideline to all travelers to the Philippines pretty soon. So thank you so much guys for watching. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family whom you know that can use this video as reference. If you are new to our channel, welcome. We do travel updates, and if you are not a subscriber yet, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be notified on updates like this. And to our subscribers and new subscribers, thank you so much for the continued support and trust to our channel, the Eaton Squad. I hope to see you guys on our next travel update. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone. Bye.